Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and today we are going to know about bottom-up processing and top-down processing. Let's start the video. When we are defining this bottom-up processing and top-down processing, it usually occurs as a primary ways our brains make the sense of world. So if we are making a perception about something, we need to have sensation and then we organize those information which occurs as the perception about something. So in psychology, bottom up and top down processing are the two primary ways where our brains make sense of the world. Think of them as two different directions of information flow. So what is bottom-up processing? It starts with the raw data of the senses, while top-down it starts with the bigger picture in our mind. So bottom-up processes begin with the stimulus itself. It is the process of sensing individual element and piecing them together to form a whole. Suppose if I see this image over here, this might be new for me. But when I try to understand about it, all the information goes to my brain. So later on, when I see the similar thing, I am able to identify them. So the direction of bottom up processing is from our senses to the brain. To understand more about bottom up processing, let us know about the example. So what process occurs? So firstly, our eyes see lines, curves and colors and then our brain assemble these things into the recognizable object. Example, let us imagine at a piece of random ink blots. I think you have also tried when you were small and you were writing with a pen where you need to fill the ink. In a copy, in the middle section, we used to put the few drops of ink and then we used to press that paper and open it. Then we used to see the different kind of images, right? So in psychology, such random ink blots are used to understand the personality of the person. But here, as an example, let us imagine looking at the page of random ink blots. You can see if we go over here, so different shapes may come. So, if we have no idea what they are, our brain simply registers the black shape against the white paper, right? So, we are processing the raw data because we don't know what is that. Something is the, but we don't know about that because we have not done it. But if we look nicely, then we may feel like some of the things are there. We may feel like this as a butterfly. Why we are connecting this raw data information in our brain to the bigger picture that's already in our mind. We have seen butterflies, so when we see this ink blot paper, what happens to our mind? We feel like it looks like a butterfly. So, but before perception, we are sensing something. We are processing the raw data. So, this process is new or bottom up process is new or unfamiliar situation where we don't have existing knowledge to lean on. But in the next hand, top down processing, it's a concept driven. We have our prior knowledge, we have our experience, we have expectation, and because of that, our perception is there. We are able to perceive certain things. Why I was able to perceive that ink blot? Because I have already seen the butterfly, the shape of butterfly. That's why I was able to make that experience, expectation, or my prior knowledge into the perception. So our brain, what it does, it fills the gaps based on what we expect to see. Now, what is the direction of top-down process? All the information are there in our mindset, our memory, from the brain to the senses. Now, information is sent to the senses. Let's clarify with the process. So we use context of a situation to interpret ambiguous sensory data. Please look at this figure. Here, certain thing is described about this picture. So, CT is sitting on a mat. Now, as I can see here, this is a figure, right? So, what can be this CT? What is CT is sitting on a mat? What does this mean? Now, what my mind does is, okay, it is telling this sentence is telling that it is sitting on a mat. What is sitting at a mat? Cat is sitting on a mat. So now this CT becomes CAT, cat for me. So what my mind fills a gap, how my mind fills a gap, it tells this is a cat. This is not a city, typing is mistake. This is cat. Cat is sitting on a mat. So as an example, we can see that if we are reading a mystery handwritten note and see a word that looks like city but sentence is about the pet sitting on a mat. So our brain instantly perceived it as a cat because of the context. So how top down works? It works on the context of the situation. So fast recognition in the familiar environments and making sense of noisy or incomplete data. Now let us know the difference between bottom-up and top-down processing. Now, in these features, we are going to differentiate bottom-up and top-down processing. So, bottom-up processing, it is data-driven, but top-down processing, it is concept-driven. That means prior knowledge is present, some mental framework is already there, that is schema driven, knowledge based, right? And next is starting point is sensory receptor, eyes, ears, and whatever the sensory organs are there. But top down processing, starting point is high level cognition, that is memory or goals. And talking about the speed, bottom up processing is often slower because it requires analysis of the parts. But top-down processing, it is very fast because it uses mental shortcut because it is schema driven. And bottom-up processing means experiencing something for the first time. But top-down process means navigating a familiar world. And bottom-up processing can be overwhelming or confusing. Okay, but top-down processing, it can lead to the errors, maybe example, missing a typo or a spelling. These are the differences between the bottom-up and top-down processing. So to understand bottom-up and top-down processing, we can look at this experiment. So look at this picture, this B. This is B or 13. What do you think? It is B or 13. So this B and 13 experiment is very famous in a way to see both in action in the context effect. How context effect is creating major role over here, because if we see a symbol that looks like a B or the number 13, what happens here in bottom up process? So what is bottom up process? Our brain sees a vertical line and two curves. If I don't know what is B for the first time, so do you know how do we teach to students who are just going in primary group or PG group and a nursery group? Firstly, to write B, we ask them to write the standing line and we say them to write the two curves. So this is how we teach. This is the bottom up process. Here that student sees one vertical line and then two curves. So this is how B is written. Now what happens in the process of bottom up? Our brain sees a vertical line and two curves when we want to write B. But in top down, when we grow up, when we write B for many times, 13 for many times, how we analyze whether that is B or 13. We analyze it is B when we see B between the A and C. If it is between A and C, then it is B. It is B. But if it's between 12 and 13, 14, it is this B becomes 13, as you can see in the image as well. So it's our brain which uses top-down context to decide what the bottom-up data means. So this is all about the top-down and bottom-up processing. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, like this video. And if you like this channel, please subscribe to the channel to see more of such interesting video. Thank you so much. And for the references, please go through the following references if you want to learn further.